Hey everybody, John Osborne here. Let's do the FX Educational Outlook for June 13th, 2017. First, I wanted to remind everyone that we've got the FOMC meeting announcement coming out at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and between now and then we could see some stagnation in the markets, or sometimes I call them doldrums, prior to that news. And the news could actually send things in different directions with a lot of velocity, and that's why there is the stagnation prior to that. Let's go ahead and walk through some of our markets here. We see that the euro pound is pulling back a bit here, even though we're generally bullish on our daily. We're trying to move higher on the break of 0.87864, and therefore we're seeing a little bit of move ups on Tuesday evening here. But again, be careful because of the FOMC announcement expected tomorrow. Similarly with the Aussie US dollar, just moving sideways, waiting for that news. We are still bullish after we broke through the previous pivot on the daily. For the Kiwi yen, we have now put in a bit of a pivot here. We could use a little bit more of space underneath here, but this could potentially give us an entry point on a break of this trend line to go higher on bullishness when it broke above the 79.355 resistance. For the dollar CAD, we can see our bearish stance has paid off well. Nice movement down, and we are on our way towards this previous pivot here. I want to catch this pivot that's right there on the weekly. It's 1.32230, and it seems like that's right about where we came down to. So let's see if that's a good potential to break lower. We are breaking through this broken already daily trend line here, and that gives us a great opportunity with bearishness on the daily and pretty much bearishness on the weekly, as long as we can get through the FOMC announcement. For the US dollar yen, again, consolidating happening within this previous channel or previous pivots here as we meander our way down inside of the weekly pennant. You can see we did break this previous support of 110.233, broke lower, came up and retest, and that's about where we are now on our way down to 108.122. For the pound yen, we are making a nice pullback as well. We've gone back up and came back up in this congestion territory that we saw on the 240 minute here. Actually, let's switch this over to the 120, and we can see the congestion a little bit better there, and we'll be able to see us walking down this line on the daily. I think we can go back up and retest that, but again, let's wait and see what happens with the FOMC announcement. And the pound CAD, we're bouncing off this little bit here and moving back up. Again, a pause before the announcement. And finally, we're also watching for this breakout on this trend line here on our 240, and that's something we're looking for after we've broken through the bottom of the weekly trend line. But we are starting to gain a little bit more strength and bullishness on the daily, so be careful with this one. We're not quite in a bearish stance on that one yet. Just remember again, the FOMC meeting announcement at 2 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday. And until then, we'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.